Don't insult your children. Don't use insultive words on them. Now, psychologists say that a parent's voice becomes a child's inner voice over time. Your words becomes the voice that continues to play in your children's mind over time. So if you're constantly telling your children they are stupid, they are not smart, mumu, olodo, that is the voice that is going to continue to ring in their mentality, in their subconscious. And if they are not intentional, about neutralizing that voice, or something else doesn't happen in their lives that begins to change that mentality, that is what they are going to have about themselves. That is the way they are going to see themselves. So as parents, whenever our children misbehave, instead of focusing on the children, focus on the behavior, scold them, correct them, discipline them, but as much as possible try not to use insultive and condescending words on our children. Number 5, don't shield them from the consequences of their actions. Helicopter parenting. You hear a lot of parents say, leave him. It's because he's still small. He's still a child. When he grows, he will know better. You train a child, you don't train an adult. It is when the child is still small that you can discipline, you can correct, and you can instill the right values. Don't shield children from the consequences of their actions so that they don't grow up becoming children that are not resilient. They cannot face life's challenges because they have been pampered. You have shielded them from pain. You have shielded them from disappointment, and you're not going to be with them every time because you are not God. It is only God that is omnipresent that can be with you at all times. Your children will have to grow up and go about their ways. But what kind of adults are they going to grow up into? Adults that will crack under any kind of pressure, under any kind of disappointment. A little problem in their place of work, they resign and they walk away. They try to pick up a project, they try to pick up a business, and it's not working, they dump it because there's no perseverance, there's no follow through, there's no staying power, there's no grit. Any little sign of trouble like this, they would run. So nobody achieves success that way. So if we know that is our desire to raise children that will be successful in future, and children that will not come back to depend on us, let us try not to shield them from the consequences of their actions. There are logical consequences, there are natural consequences. When a child has misbehaved, let him face the consequences of his or her actions. And then number 6, don't replace your presence with presence. Like we all know that we are not the only ones parenting our children. The society is also there. It still takes a whole community to raise a child, okay? But now we cannot vouch for the quality of parenting, the quality of character in the society, and I mean the offline and the online society. So as a parent, you have to make sure that you are bringing your 100% A game when it comes to your children, and your presence plays an important role. You cannot parent your children in your absence. You have to be very well present. Yes, I know we all have to work, we all have to make money and all of that, but beyond that, since we're making this money so that we can give our children the best, let us also give them the best of our presence. Number 7, don't compare your children. Children are unique in their own ways, because the child is quick in learning, because the child is doing well in his academics, because another child is very intuitive, because another child is very hardworking. There's children that are not displaying these kind of qualities. You begin to compare them. When you do that, you are making the child feel inadequate. You're making the child feel he's not good enough. Now, such children will always look for validation from other people. They will always want people to praise them. They end up becoming children that have very low self-esteem, or they grow up into adults with low self-esteem, low self-worth. They will always look for validations from other people. They end up becoming people pleasers, and that is a very dangerous position to be as an adult. You and I know these things. Number 9, don't do everything for them. Just like I said, you are not Almighty God. You cannot solve all your children's problems. Now, don't be your children's rescue machine. Every problem they have, you are there to solve. You don't even wait for them to experience disappointment. You are there to provide everything, to provide every solution. When you do that, you are raising children that do not even have problem solving skills. They will just be there. Whatever happens to them, they believe that solution will come from outside. God will send Messiah. Somebody will just come, and a knight in shining armor will just come and carry them away from their problems. Such things don't happen except in Disneyland. Okay, so allow your children, and also children develop mentally when they are allowed to do things for themselves. Whatever a child can do for himself, do not do for them. Allow them grow, allow independence. Okay, that's also one of the way to teach children independence. Children develop mentally through experiences. When you allow children do certain things, you are helping them to also develop mentally. You're helping them to also develop independence and maturity. And then finally, don't overschedule your children. You see some parents, their children will go to school in the morning. During break in school, they have lesson teacher. When they come back, they will eat, take their bath. Everything is routine, schedule. Eat, take their bath. Another lesson teacher has come. That lesson teacher does lesson till probably 6, 7, or some till 8. Then the child eats dinner and goes to bed. There is no spare time for the child to play. There's no time for the child to even explore and develop and, find out certain things, characters, talents, and abilities that he or she has. Allow children, so that we don't end up raising children that are robots, that are just fixed. When you raise your children that way, you are raising children that will become work machines, employable machines. You are not raising children that can think outside the box. You are not raising children that are going to be creative and innovative. You are just raising obedient workers, obedient robots. If that is your desire anyway, to raise your child that is going to come and take over your company, of course, you also need your children to come with their A games, to bring their innovative ideas, to take the company from where you have left it to greater heights. Allow children, do not overschedule.